Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into Jimin and him actually saying a bit ago that he might be into men. I definitely have some theories as the footage has resurfaced and people are talking about it. I also wanted to get into HYBE and the idea that they might push Jungkook to leave BTS after the military to pursue a solo thing. So grab your dumpling, a tea spilling mug merch, and let's jump into the tea. If you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified anytime a video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be first to leave your hate comment, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell also so you can be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing I want to get into is the Jimin clip that some people are talking about. First off, there's a lot of speculation on the boys' sexuality. We don't know a lot of what their sexuality could be, and it's just speculation, a lot of it. However, recently there has been a lot of questions when it comes to the boys settling down, what they might do, and who they might be with. And of course, this idea of would it be a man or a woman? It's a very interesting debate when I see what people say online. Half the people I speak with believe for a fact that BTS would be gay, and the other half can't fathom this idea. As always, these are just theories and thoughts, and we should never definitively assume something unless they have come out and said it. However, there's a lot of straight men that also make gay jokes sometimes, so it's difficult to tell which is my point here. A lot of people believe Jimin could be gay due to them wanting to ship all the BTS members together. People have shipped Yoongi and Jimin together due to people believing Yoongi said a while ago that he could be bi or pan or whatever. And we don't know that for sure unless they come out and say so. But there's always a lot of clips of cute ship moments between the boys, which is a bit of my guilty pleasure. We can fangirl and react over those videos on my Patreon. But then also Jimin tends to be the more quote-unquote feminine one. He's also very beautiful and soft looking, which is typically associated with being gay, which is a whole other debate. A little while ago, BTS did a radio interview. At this time, Jungkook was very young. He is the maknae of the group after all, and at this time, I believe he was still underage. This particular interview I'm talking about, a lot of theories have come from it. Because BTS has addressed their dating types and just things they don't talk about nowadays due to death threats and just anything to do with dating, they just want to avoid it. If you ever feel like you look around and see other people doing the same thing you're doing, but they're not getting hate or negative results, but you are, just look at BTS. Obviously, their career is going up, but something as simple as talking about your preferences or clapping when an idol performs at an award show, BTS can't do that. While other idols have been vocal about these things and receive no backlash, sometimes you have to realize everyone is different and some people in their life will just get more hate. In this radio interview, the interviewer allegedly asks about Jungkook and says that Jimin likes Jungkook, so he wanted to talk about Jungkook. The interviewer is likely saying that Jimin likes Jungkook the best in the group. Now this is translated from Korean, so keep that in mind that this information could be translated differently. But this is the version people believe to be true. The camera pans to Jungkook and Jungkook is trying to be cute, and Jimin responds saying that there's something about Jungkook that he doesn't like, but thinks Jungkook is cute. And then basically says that since Jungkook is the maknae, he must be cute and all that. Taeyang then drops a bomb.com in the conversation and says that he thinks Jimin likes men a little bit. Jimin very quickly responds back, I don't like you. And everyone starts laughing and V says, oh really? Now there's many ways this could be taken. One obvious one, which people will say that it was just a joke. And it could be. I've seen a lot of guys make jokes and even some straight men who would lead on gay men but aren't actually gay, which I've heard stories and it's really weird. Which is not true here, I don't think. But there isn't much to go off of here because if the translation is correct and V actually said, I think he likes men a little bit, there was a small pause, like a small silence. And no one was laughing until Jimin told V that he doesn't like V. So maybe the other members know it wasn't a joke. Other theories could be that there was a pause because they couldn't believe V would expose Jimin like that. And that is why Jimin snapped back because he was like, why would you say that about me on live? Because whether he was gay or not, he may or may not want to come out around this time because of the group and it likely being a scandal if he did come out as anything but straight. And even if Jimin turns out not to be gay, it probably wouldn't be in his best interest to sit there and very blatantly deny it and be like, God no. It would just isolate a group of people, and in media training, you're taught to always take the heat for yourself and not insult your audience. One kind of example that I use to explain, but is not exactly it, is when I forget the interview, but they asked who the worst dancer in the group is, and everyone pointed to Jin. And RM said it was actually himself. So kind of taking heat so as to not hurt anyone's feelings. So let's say Jin was the audience and RM was BTS. That's how they would be taught to direct the conversation. It's just an example of what they're supposed to do. Not just with each other, but with the audience that is watching. So denying or roughly denying being gay could be seen as defensive or homophobic. So he could have been just trying to avoid the question and direct it towards V rather than keeping the conversation of being being gay and taking the conversation into a less controversial topic to focus on the relationships with each other. Is he gay and not, was this a joke? Well, that's up for you to decide. I still have no idea actually, whatever he is. I hope that he feels comfortable one day to go ahead and do that and be with whoever he wants to be with. It's always difficult for me to confirm without a direct quote, and I never want to fully out someone if it was just a joke. However, the likelihood of them being gay and making a full statement is a lot less likely. I think they would get pushed back for even making a statement, as people in modern day would be like, you don't need to make a statement for that. I think a lot of these theories could be avoided if BTS had their own personal YouTube channel that they upload on the regular. I kind of feel like celebrities, not specifically BTS, but I feel like celebrities purposely keep a theory or rumor alive to keep us talking, especially American celebrities. Like they'll fabricate dating just to get more press and promote their movie or film, but if they were YouTubers and kept us updated every day, there would be a lot less speculation. There has been this interesting theory going around. I don't really hear too much about it, but I did hear about it, and I think it's very interesting, so I want to talk about it. The theory has to do with Jungkook and BTS going to the military. So we know that BTS seems to be happy to go to the military. They seem like they want to serve the country, and likely they will start going. So Jin first by next year. I go more in depth into this in my other videos. If you just look up military on my channel, you will find all the videos where I go way more in depth into when they might go and what is going to happen to the group, and the fact that they have to go. There's no choice for them as of right now. Some people theorize that what HYBE is going to do is try to take Jungkook to the next level. People believe that Jungkook shows the most potential as the lead singer and one of the best vocalists that has the ability to be the next Taemin of this third generation. So this idea is that he will be more well known than the group and kind of surpass that. Jungkook going solo is a big possibility for me. I do believe it's likely. The boys, in my opinion, are not going to enlist together. I just strongly believe that. We can see what happens, but I really think they won't enlist together. But it's my opinion. I don't really have insider information on that. I'm just looking at what usually happens. But I highly disagree that HYBE will make Jungkook the next solo huge K-pop star who is very big and iconic in Korean culture, because one, they all are already. There likely isn't anyone in Korea that doesn't know the boys' names individually. But also we have heard little snippets of Jungkook's songs for possible mixtapes and things like that, and they are in English. So my theory is that he isn't going to be the next Taemin or the next G-Dragon in K-pop. He's going to be the next Harry Styles, Justin Bieber, or Bruno Mars. I don't think he's looking to try to be in K-pop anymore, and the reason being is being in K-pop and being in a Korean market, one, is exhausting because you can't show tattoos, you can't date, you can't do anything. But also, number B, it's much smaller than trying to be in the American market. And once in the American market, you'll reach the Korean market anyway. American celebrities still sell out Korea when they do tours. I don't know for sure if HYBE is going to push Jungkook to be a solo artist forever or for as long as the boys are enlisting. But I do think it could be likely. I think while everyone is going to the military, they're going to try to push any remaining boys and boys with big potential to get as big as possible. Jungkook really shines in everything, and there's a lot of potential for him to have his name be really big. And if after all that, then Jungkook comes together to join BTS, BTS will be even bigger, if that's possible. But again, this is all just speculation. We don't know what HYBE is going to do, and chances are if Jungkook actually doesn't want to do that because he prefers to stay in the group, then he will either wait for the other members to come back or just make comebacks with not all 7 boys there at once. They have done this before, obviously with Suga in the hospital, which I have to say, I don't understand why that wasn't bigger news. Like if any member of One Direction was in the hospital, it would have been covered on every news site and on every channel on TV. But only some Korean and K-pop sites covered Suga, and the mass majority of Americans who were watching the BTS performance didn't even know. I was getting comments from people saying that I was lying and that Suga was not in the hospital. So I don't know. But it passed very quickly and Suga came back, and if any of the boys went to the military, I think it would feel the same. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your content. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so to keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you would like to see over there. We also have a great time interacting with each other over there, as well as checking out BTS TV shows and fangirling over that sort of thing. So if you're interested in any of that, link is in the top description down below. I also have a video over there that kind of goes over how you can support this channel even more if you'd like to do that. That is on the front page, and if you'd like to check it out, it is over there. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.